And we're live.
Congratulations to the LA Rams. Can we join their parade? Just asking. Just asking. That's all. Good afternoon,
Congrats.
Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in Until the Point with
Skip.
and the King. You guys know where to find us by now. Go down there, click subscribe, click like. We're still waiting on our 400 subscriber to get you guys this Raptors toque. We also have some other gear out there for you guys that's coming through the pipeline. So you guys go down there, click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Today, we are joined with Nick Nurse. I mean, Nick Nurse's brother. Wait, I mean, Nick Nurse's cousin. Wait, I mean, Nick Nurse's uncle. Wait, I mean, Nick Nurse's doppelganger. Wait, hold on. The
This is going.
coach, Tim Roach. How are you doing today, my friend?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me on your show, giving you a little bit of East Coast maritime Scotian lobster flavor from the Atlantic Ocean. It's great to be here.
That's awesome, and welcome to Toronto. Like now that you're living here, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, and you guys know where to find Simon Broder, simonbroder.com, Running the Point. Go buy that book. If you don't, you suck. So the Raptors have recently been on a tear. Okay. They are one of the three teams that have had an 8+ game winning streak, or at least 8. And a huge part of that is Pascal Siakam. Now, I have to ask you, Tim, based on that, was there a lack of spice in the All-Star game? Did Pascal get snubbed? What is going on here? Can you please explain to me?
Blame Adam Silver for that, because I think he made the final decision on this between Pascal Siakam and Jared Allen. One man, not a panel, one man.
That's why I love
did he get snubbed statistically by the looks of it? Yes, he did. There are 5 guys right now in the NBA averaging 22, 8.5 rebounds, and over 5 assists. I count them all in one hand. James Harden, Nikola Jokic, Greek Freak, Giannis. We got Luka Legend, Luka Doncic, and Spicy P, Pascal Siakam. I've been saying for a very long time, he is playing the best basketball of his career. When I say a long time, I mean over the last 2 months or so. He's averaging career highs in field goal percentage since he's been kind of the man, let's say. Career highs in rebounds at almost 9 a game. He's having his career high in PER, player efficiency rating, assists, steals. And when I hear the assists and the steals and the rebounds, I hear two-way player. He's affecting the game at both ends of the court.
Yes.
And he has taken a ton of criticism from a lot of people.
Especially in the Raptors Nation, yes.
Mainly Raptors Nation, yes. He was, in trade rumors and stuff like that. And kudos to him for bringing it this year and just working in the offseason. They always say that he is a hard worker. He just dedicates his life to this craft of basketball. Can't say enough about what he's done this year. And he just looks happy playing basketball. That's the biggest thing that I've seen with Pascal. Now, getting back to the snub part in Cleveland.
Yes, please, let's hear this. Did LeBron have anything to do with that? Anyway, I'm joking. Go on.
Le GM and all that stuff. Yeah. So, nothing, no knock against Jared Allen or whatever, but, Pascal Siakam had better numbers. But a few indicators that I look at are, okay, Cleveland is 2.5 games out of first place in the East. And nobody saw this coming from Cleveland. They have shocked the NBA world being where they are in the standings. And, Darius Garland, Allen, Mobley, great job to those guys and their coaching staff, JB Bickerstaff.
Even without Sexton.
And without Sexton. That's key. Also, one of the big things, too, is it's being held in Cleveland. So they're going to want someone else from the Cleveland Cavaliers for their fan base. And it's just more enticing, I guess, for them. If this game was being held in Toronto, I would certainly hope Commissioner Silver would choose Pascal Siakam.
No doubt.
And I guess that would be my argument for that, for why he was snubbed. Statistics are there. He's playing arguably the best basketball of his career, both ends of the floor. But also, let's have another Cleveland Cavalier in Cleveland for the All-Star break.
Do you think he's deserving of it?
Do I think he's deserving of it?
Is that what you're saying?
In a way, I don't hate it. I just think Pascal deserves it more. He is averaging 16, 11 on the year, high field goal percentage, but that helps when you only play 5 feet from the basket too. And he's made a big impact defensively on their team this year, why they're having great success. So it's not so much a knock against him per se, but I think statistically, Spicy P gets snubbed.
Skip, speaking of deserving and not being snubbed, by the way, Tim, thank you very much. But speaking of deserving, do you think my mom's favorite player,
Here we go.
the one and only Steady Freddie All-Star, Mr. Have a Child and Win a Chip, do you think he is deserving for his first All-Star nod, becoming a participant in the All-Star game?
Well, I mean, absolutely, he's deserving. He has overall, over the length of the season, he's been the Raptors' best player. I think you can argue that the best version of the Raptors is to have Pascal be their best player and VanVleet be their second best player. But as far as body of work for the bulk of the season, VanVleet has carried that load all season long. All of his numbers are career highs. You look across the traditional numbers, 21 points per game, 4 assists, rebounds per game, 7.0 assists per game. Those are all career highs. His 40.1 three-point percentage is basically a career high. Certainly a career high when you factor in the fact that he's taking 10 attempts per game, which he wasn't back in his second year, the only year he had a better three-point percentage. His effective field goal percentage is a career high. You even look at his per 36 numbers, they're still basically career highs. He's playing more minutes than he's ever played before, so it's not quite as stark as when you look at the raw numbers, but he's definitely playing at a much higher level this year than he has previously in his career, and he's been giving more opportunity to be the guy.
When he's winning games late after a bad game,
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. He's hitting clutch shots. I think he's one of the best in the league at hitting clutch threes. But the interesting thing when you look at VanVleet's numbers this year, so the narrative is that Lowry left and VanVleet stepped up into that void, right? And he became that point guard. And I kind of looked at some of the advanced numbers, and yes, people are now considering him the Raptors point guard and not their shooting guard, but he's still playing the same kind of style. He's doing it at a higher level, and he's doing it in slightly higher usage. But in terms of, he's essentially, if you look at his, I went to Cleaning Glass, right? And I looked at his numbers this year versus last year. Last year, he's listed as a combo guard. This year, he's listed as a point guard. So all his numbers are higher than they were last year in terms of assists, usage. They're a little bit up, but they're not up a huge amount. What is up is his points per shot attempt, because what's happening is those touches that Lowry was getting, they're now going to the Pascals of the world, sometimes the Scotty Barnes of the world, sometimes even the OGs of the world. And VanVleet is parking outside, and I think he leads, let me see if I can pull up this number. I think he leads the league in catch and shoot threes or 3-point percentage.
Well, we know he leads the league in minutes per game.
He leads in minutes per game, but he has a 47.4% conversion rate on catch and shoot threes, which is the best mark amongst high usage 3-point shooters. So that's his ideal role, and I think he's kind of leaned into that as the season has progressed. And so I think we kind of look at him as an all-star, and we want to imagine he's this traditional point guard. He's a lot closer to like a combo like Klay Thompson type than he is to, or I mean maybe Steph, but he's more of that type of player than your Chris Paul, your Kyle Lowry, really true point guard. But at the
As
same
opposed
time,
to being stuck, like being stuck in one role, one
yeah,
specific role.
but what he is he's that perfect combo guard. So I was thinking, you look at VanVleet, you look at all stars, and you think, all right, all stars generally are elite in specific skills, in multiple skills. VanVleet, his only elite skill really is shooting. You look at everything else.
We're playing a lot of minutes.
Well, I mean, availability, that's a whole other story. His elite skill is shooting, but what he is he's really, really well-rounded. He's a really good defender for a guard. He's a pretty good passer for a guard. He's not elite, like let's not get twisted. He's not, like I said, the Chris Pauls or the Kyle Lowrys of the world, but he's a good passer. He's, what did I say? I said he's a good defender. Anyway, just in general, he's he's an okay rebounder for a guy who's 5'11". Like he's not a serious rebounder, but what he is he knows his role and he plays it really well. And in the context of this team, you go back and remember the bench mob of 3 or 4 years ago. We were talking about how amazing it was that bench mob was pretty good. Well, let me go back and look.
Are you taking cheap shots at me right now about bench mob?
No. Like I'm saying, you thought that this year's team could replicate what the bench mob did, but remember what that bench mob was, what they turned into like 2 years later. VanVleet, all-star. Pascal Siakam, all-star. Jakob Poeltl, one of the best defensive centers in the league. DeLon Wright, competent backup guard. I mean, CJ Miles is out of the league, but I mean, he was a good three-point shooter in that unit. And it's interesting how these guys have progressed over the years. And it's just cool that VanVleet and Siakam are both can say they're all-stars. And as for whether Siakam is snubbed, I think it's fair that to say that he was snubbed. But as a Raptors fan, I'm fine with that. Take the week off. It's all good. Come back. Let's win games in the second half.
Okay, so what I have to say on this, what you guys have just said, Tim, I think you nailed it right on the head with Adam Silver when it comes down to marketing and getting the players out there to generate some revenue. I get that. They want to put Jared Allen out there, even though the Cavs are currently in 4th in the Eastern Conference and the Raptors are in, I believe as of this recording, they're either in 6th or 7th, which is where I said they would be at the beginning of the season. I think Pascal is deserving of going there. I think he should be in Cleveland, and he will go out there, and he's going to be in the stands supporting his boy Freddie, right, and supporting the other Raptors that are out there for the All-Star festivities, maybe having a drink or two, you know what I mean? Like you and I were talking White Claws. Anyway, but I think Fred VanVleet is extremely deserving. You guys know I have no bias towards the Raptors. I'm just going to call it objectively, even though that's my mom's favorite player. But he is very deserving with his clutch, like you said, Skip. His three-point shooting, like you said, Skip. His ability to lead the team after Lowry learning from what the GOAT, the greatest Raptor of all time, taught him, right? His ability to do that. But then that trickles down to some of the younger players. Now, in that Rising Stars Challenge, let me tell you how hyped I am about this one. Precious Achiuwa on the sophomore team, and the future of your Toronto Raptors on the rookie team. I think that is good. Do you guys think they are deserving of that?
I think Scotty is. I mean, it's clear that Scotty's deserving. I think he's almost at the point where he's too good for that game. Not quite, but almost. Precious was a little bit more of a surprise to me, honestly. I didn't expect him to make the team. When he made the team, all it kind of did was it reminded me how young and developing he really is, because we kind of watch him play and we get frustrated at him, but we forget this guy's like 21. He's second year in the league. he's actually a pretty good defender for what he is. He's a bit of a mess on offense, but I'm excited to see him go and do his thing at Rising Stars. Like, why not?
Yeah, I think it's really good, even though the game won't go on. But Tim, what do you think about it?
I'm very proud of Scotty Barnes, and just when he was drafted, there was a lot of criticism thrown at the organization for not taking Jalen Suggs.
It was said here first on this show.
That's true.
He's going.
Yeah, and he has shown how versatile he is, particularly on defense. Like he can guard 1 through 5. He's shown the ability with his no-look passes on offense. And the shot isn't broken. And before the season, we were talking, well, is the shot broken, stuff like that. And it's not. He clearly has to work on it, as every young player has to do, is to get in the NBA. But I'm very pleased for Scotty Barnes, and well-deserving. He's in the top 2 or 3 in the Rookie of the Year conversation. He's right there with
number 1.
Number 1 for us.
He ain't number 4. He's number 1.
He's number 2. Number 2.
Yeah.
In my heart, he's number 1. But anyway, please go on, Tim.
And for Precious Achiuwa, kind of like what Skip said, he's still a young player. He missed the NCAA tournament at Memphis. That was the first year of COVID. He didn't play in as many games last year against Miami, coming off the bench, replacing Bam, which you're not going to get a whole lot of minutes. You're not going to get a whole lot of minutes.
Or Miami, I think you mean. But
yeah, in Miami.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, and Precious is still a young, developing player, and he's got a good motor. He's got the physical character, the physical attributes to be a good player. Still scares the crap out of me when he puts the ball on the floor. But and I think he does for a lot of people. And,
don't worry, you can say the word. You don't have to say crap. You can say it.
Yeah,
I'm good. Maybe some people watching, people back home and stuff like that. I'll say crap, I guess. But no, Precious is a young player. I do see the talent, physical characteristics that he can develop into maybe an NBA starter someday. I think he does fit well with this group, but he needs time and he needs experience and he does need skill development. But hopefully this will be a big confidence boost this weekend for him playing in the Rising Stars game.
Yeah,
I think someone on Twitter said it best. Someone on Twitter said it best. In 5 years, Precious could be working as a mechanic, or he could be an all-star, and we don't know which one.
Okay. So what do you think, Skip? Mechanic or all-star? Say it. Just say it. Just say the word.
I'm not super optimistic. I'll say.
Okay, so mechanic.
He's got a lot of upside. I don't want to bet on him. Tim,
mechanic or all-star?
Mechanic. If that's the only 2 choices, mechanic or all-star. Oh, I'm going with Masai on this one. He took a gamble on. We're going with all-star.
All right.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I hope he gets there.
I like that, guys. But so, how do you feel that your Toronto Raptors have 4 players participating in All-Star Weekend, which has not happened before.
Hang on. Can we talk for a second about VanVleet sitting out the last 2 games so that he can play in the All-Star game?
Yeah, Robert said that. Shout out to my man.
I got to say, a part of me is mad about that because, like I said, I'm not a big All-Star guy. Never been a big All-Star guy. I think the games that matter are what's important. But I think I can give him a pass on this one a little bit because the Raptors have played well. They've played themselves back in the conversation. He needed a rest one way or another, and it's his first year making the All-Star team. So I'm going to give him a pass on it, but I think if it was his second year, say, making the All-Star team, I would not be so cool with that. I would be like, play your regular season games. If you want to sit out games, sit out the All-Star game. But I don't know. What do you think, Tim?
Fred's leading the league in minutes.
Yeah.
It's, 37, 38 minutes a night. And all 5 Raptor starters are in the top 15 in minutes, like individually. Yes. And I believe it's 3 of them are in the top 5. Fred, Pascal, and OG. I believe they're all in the top 5 with LeBron James, and there's another person I can't think of.
It looked like it caught up with them in that Pelicans game.
Yeah.
The who?
Yeah. Le GM. Let's go get Westbrook instead of Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they gave Fred the rest. I think you're going to see that throughout the season. If he keeps continuing to play 38, 40, 50, 100 minutes a night, it seems like sometimes, that you're going to have to give him a break because, as it gets closer to the playoffs, and depending on where they are in the seeding, some of these games are going to get really physical and really intense. And if they do make the playoffs, well, the game really breaks down where it becomes more physical, especially in the paint. If he's driving into the paint,
I think
they're going to lay him on his butt.
The way to solve that is not to play in the All-Star game and sit down regular season games, though. It's to reduce his minutes load overall. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully Thad Young can do something about that. As much as he's not a guard, he's got some guard skills, maybe.
Yeah, speaking of, I got to ask you, Tim, how do you feel about the addition of Thaddeus Young recently, the last few games?
Are you talking about Thaddeus Young playing the last 2 games, or just the addition of Thad Young?
Just the addition and his impact.
Yeah. The addition on Thad Young, the way I look at it is, it was more or less Thad Young for Goran Dragic. Goran Dragic is sitting in Miami by the pool doing whatever, and Thad Young is at least now on the bench, so at least he is contributing. When the addition happened, to me, at first, it didn't make a whole lot of sense because we already have 6 players kind of with that same skill set at that same position. Now I know they're going in with the 6'7", 6'9" guys with 7-foot wingspan. Like, he fits the narrative to what they're doing. Now at least he is with the team. And what I've been seeing from Thad over the last few games is he does keep his game simple. What I mean by that is he plays within himself. He doesn't do too much. Someone goes to the basket for a layup or dunk, he's there cutting to the basket as well in case they need a drop-off pass to him. I do see that kind of veteran experience that he does bring to the table for them. And we kind of forget, too, this team is a young team. Their core guys are anywhere from 27, 28 to 20, more or less, with Scotty Barnes. So he does bring a veteran element, and you might see him take a little bit of Precious minutes throughout the year. It will depend on Precious and how he's playing, but on the court, I will feel more comfortable with Thad Young.
I want him to take
some sort of leadership, as him being an older person to show the young guys. Skip, sorry, go on. Sorry to cut you off.
I was just going to say, he's going to take some of Precious's minutes, but I want him to be there to take Siakam and VanVleet's minutes, to at least space them out a little bit. Not a large amount of them, but like to buy them an extra. You think he could be effective doing that?
As effective as those two?
Well, in 3 or 4 minute spurts, not for a whole game. Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, it's been a fun conversation. So, I'm going to throw out some random questions at you guys, and I want to know what you have to think about this upcoming weekend, because I know Skip does not like the All-Star weekend. I know you're not a fan of it either. I have had relationships ruined on Valentine's Day weekend because of it, because I put that as my priority.
That will ruin it.
Yes, ladies, I'll tell you. If you want to get at me, I'll let you know.
That's why they moved it. That's why they moved it to this weekend this year. I mean, probably the Super Bowl had something to do with that too, but
yeah, Super Bowl definitely had something to do with that. So my issue with this weekend, speaking of the All-Star game, is I am disgusted, disappointed, and appalled with who are the candidates for the slam dunk competition. Because to me, the last best slam dunk competition I've seen was right here in this great city of Toronto.
Levine and Gordon.
Levine and Aaron Gordon went at it. Now, who do we have? Who's in there? Okay, you got a rookie. Again, that might be a doing of Adam Silver. Tim, thank you. You got Obi Toppin. Really? Why? You got Juan Anderson. I can't even pronounce his name. You got Cole Anthony. I didn't even look into these guys. To me, they are nothing. right? I want to see some all-star, superstar players that are in that slam dunk competition, which might entail with Skip, like you were saying about they sit out because they don't want to get injured. I dig it, right? Who do you guys think can win the slam dunk competition, even though it's going to be garbage?
Who are you asking, me or Tim?
Tim, go ahead. You're the guest. Go ahead.
I am going to go with Jalen Green. Some of his highlight dunks this year have been pretty good. I always find, just me personally, there's something about a 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" guard and the tricks or the leaping ability that they have versus someone who's like 7 foot. Not to take away anything from the 7 foot, there's just something about kind of a guard within that height for me doing what they can do. And I think Jalen Green is he's a high flyer.
Dwight Howard versus Nate Robinson. Skip, who do you got on this one?
Well, he stole my answer. I was going to say Jalen Green because he's been the worst rookie of the top 5 picks so far. So he's got to show up somewhere. He's gonna go off in the slam dunk, I think.
Okay. Now, guys, moving on to one of my. Well, I'm not picking anybody because I really don't care. I'm so disappointed. If I had hair, I would pull it out. But moving on to the next competition will be the Mountain Dew 3-point contest. Okay, now, I'm pretty sure I know who you guys got, but there's CJ McCollum, Trae Young, Zach LaVine. I don't know why he's not in the dunk competition. Patty Mills, Karl Anthony Towns, Desmond Bane, Luke Kennard, and your Toronto Raptors, my mom's favorite player, Freddie VanVleet. Who do you got? Tim?
Trae Young.
Wow.
I love Ice Trae. Yep, Ice Trae. I love.
It's not really bold. It's kind of obvious.
It's a bold choice. Skip, who do you got?
Well, I mean, I gotta go hometown here and pick VanVleet. Let me just say, I think VanVleet has a shot to win it, but anytime you pick your home game guy, they never win it. So I'm gonna say my dark horse candidate is Patty Mills.
Ooh, interesting choice. I think I might have to go with, I don't know, maybe CJ. But then again, there also is the skills competition. Now, I got to ask you guys, okay? Team Rooks, headed up by Scotty Barnes, our hometown guy. Team Cleveland. Sorry, I'm going to roll my eyes. Or the Antetokounmpos. Which do you think, Tim?
Going with Team Scotty, Team K, Team Josh Giddey, or all on the one team there, but the rookies. Those guys could do a little bit of everything.
Okay. And they have so much more to do in a career, right? Skip, who do you have on that game?
So I want to take Team Rooks. I think Team Rooks is, obviously Scotty, so we're biased in that way. I think all 3 guys have really interesting skill sets to bring to the skills competition. I'm not sure for Team Giannis. I'm not sure if Team Giannis is going to take it very seriously. We'll see. They'll probably be clowning around and trying to get his brothers to do some stuff. I think that the threat here is Team Cavs because the game's in Cleveland, so they're going to be motivated to win it. I don't know. I'm going to still go with Team Rooks, but I'd watch out for Team Cavs.
You know what? Tikanis Malakas out there. I am going to go with my Greek friends, the Antetokounmpos, because there is a Raptors 905 player on that team in Alec, right? And I do love the Greek culture, and I do have a lot of Greek friends, and I can't speak it, but
That's definitely the most unbalanced team of them all. In terms of skills.
I know there's no point guard, that initial pass to get through the hoop. They probably won't make it. I would like to see either the Antetokounmpos win it because there's Raptors a bloodline there, or Team Rooks because of Scotty. Okay? That's what I would have to say. Now, guys, this has been a great conversation. I've had a lot of fun. I don't know about you, Tim, but thank you. It's a pleasure to have you come on.
I've had a blast, man.
Fun. What's that?
I've had a blast being here. It's been great.
Yeah, we had a blast the last couple of weeks. White Claw brothers. White Claw gang.
That's right.
Right? Skip, always a pleasure to see your beautiful face. You guys know what to do. Go down there, click subscribe, click like, leave a comment. Remember, we're still waiting on 400. This is yours. Smoke-free, pet-free zone, okay? It's all yours. You guys do that. Click comment, click like. Thank you guys for watching. On behalf of myself, Tim, and the one and only SimonBroder.com. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and
Peace.
Peace.